Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse my voice. I have had the biggest headache for the past 2 days and I think I'm getting a fever and I feel very congested. But I really wanted to film this for you guys. I got it in the mail today. I will be doing a review, demo and kind of like a wear test on the new Hudabeauty Faux Filter Foundation. When the PR team emailed me, they asked me to pick 2 shades that I think will suit best for me out of the 30 shades that they have. They vary from fair to rich tones to find your perfect match. So I'm really excited. I hope everyone can find their shade, but these are all of the shades that you get. Basically 30 shades varying from fair, and then it goes to light, medium, tan, and then rich. So basically the colors that I chose, I didn't really want to kind of pick a color that was too dark for my skin, just in case it came in and then it just looked so crazy. So I picked a shade that I think will suit my skin perfectly. Obviously not this color. I usually always go for a shade 2 or 3 shades darker than my skin. So I picked shade Chai 210B, and then I also picked vanilla, which is 120B. This one's out of the fair shades. It's the 3rd fairest shade out of the collection. I just wanted to kind of pick these 2, that way if I needed it a bit lighter I can just mix them. Alright, so I just zoomed you guys in so you can get a better idea of how the foundation will look on my skin. And because she did send me her primer and the brush, I am gonna try these today. Personally, for me, I'm not really a primer person. The only primer that I've ever used that I actually really liked was the Faux Unicorn Essence. I really felt like that helped out with my longevity of the foundation, but just for today, I'm gonna use the primer and then also the brush. So step 1, I'm gonna take the Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base Primer. By the way, guys, I'm obsessed with her packaging. Everything just looks so like sleek and I don't know, it just looks so luxurious. I don't know, I love it. I'm just gonna apply that straight onto my hand. So this primer retails for $35. That's about $44 Australian. It's not too bad for a primer. I'm not really fussed with primers, so if this makes a big difference, then I guess it will be worth it. So yeah. Then again, I would really consider Hudabeauty, the brand itself, as a high-end brand, just because it is kind of located in Sephora. So most of the brands in Sephora are a bit up there, but it's probably because they are so high quality. I'm just looking at the Hudabeauty website right now. It says, take a small amount and massage it into your skin with your fingertips. And it also says you can also mix this with the Faux Filter foundation as a BB cream. That would be really cool. I really want to try that. Okay, what I can tell straight away, it has a scent to it. I feel like this primer is a bit thick. It is very moisturizing because it is so thick and my skin feels amazing. This is a really good hydrating primer and it is very tacky. Like, I feel like the foundation will just stick to that. I'm really excited. Let's see how that goes. Let's go ahead and move on to the foundation, which I am so excited about. So I did hear that the foundation is really high in pigment. So apparently it is really full coverage. And you can make it medium if you just continue blending it. This one retails for $40 US, and then if you just calculate that to Australian, it's about $50. So what I saw from Huda on her Snapchat is she did a few pumps on her hand and then she took the brush. This is the Hudabeauty Face Buff and Blend brush. So this brush retails for $25 US. It's about $32 Australian. If she hadn't sent this to me, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Just because I would have just used what I already had and how I usually apply my foundation. But because she sent it to me, I really want to know whether it makes a really big difference. What I saw from Huda on her Snapchat is she kind of like blended it onto her hand like that. And then she went in with the foundation. So she stippled it so it can be evenly coated on the brush. Alright, and then she went straight into the patting process. Usually, guys, I don't actually use brushes. So if this brush blends in the foundation seamlessly and I don't have to go in with a beauty blender, that'll be a really big thing. At the moment though, that coverage is crazy. Woohoo! Okay, that is nuts. And this is like the perfect shade for me. I completely nailed it when I looked at her shades. Also guys, the scent of this foundation, it smells like I've smelt it before. Like it's as if it's like a Chanel perfume or something. So usually after I use a brush with my makeup, I usually go in with a beauty blender straight after, because I feel like the brushes kind of have that that streakiness. So the fact that I just applied this foundation with this brush and I don't have to go in with a beauty blender is insane. I can't get over that smell. It does go away though after it dries, but the smell is quite there when you first apply it. So I have noticed that the side that's been on my face for a while has gone a bit darker, but so it does oxidize a little bit, but not as much as the Fenty one. So just like a tad, maybe like one shade darker, not even, maybe like half a shade darker. But nothing to really worry about. Okay, so Huda did also mention that you can use her foundation as a concealer. So because I did get a shade lighter, I wasn't planning on using this as a concealer when I picked it out. But because I do have this and I feel like I'm not gonna use it because I did pick a really dead-on good match, I'm gonna go in with vanilla, because let's just see how light this is. I don't know what possessed me to get a shade this white. I'm not going to use a brush under my eyes because I feel like the brush is quite big for under my eyes, so I'm going to use my fingers. This shade is a bit white, so I think I might mix it in with the chai shade. Okay, as a concealer, it has really amazing coverage. I'm just going to do this side so that it doesn't really dry down. I do feel like it's a bit sticky. I don't know if that's normal with the foundation. I still haven't set it, so it's not really a problem at the moment. So when I do set it with powder, maybe it will be a bit different, but it is just a tad sticky. This does look really insane in the viewfinder. When I'm looking at it right now, it looks like I have really white under eyes. It actually looks a lot better in person. I think it's just because of how it's like really white and then I have powder on my eyes and I look like a freaking... I'm gonna go finish the rest of my... Before I go ahead and do that, sorry, I'm gonna set my face. I'm just touching it because it actually is pretty like tacky. Hopefully once I set it, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna set it with what I usually set my face with. I usually go in with the RCMA powder just to set my under eyes. So now that I've set this side, once I compare it to this side that hasn't been set, once you set it, it's completely fine. Even though I do have dry skin, I still set my face if I want my makeup to last. And I'm gonna make it a very fair test for today once I come back in a few hours. I'm just gonna take my usual Australis Fresh and Flawless powder and I'm gonna go ahead and set that. So far guys, this foundation looks absolutely like amazing. Reminds me a lot of the Hourglass Vanish Stick foundation, but just in liquid form. Alright, I'm looking really rough right now because my brows aren't done and my eyes are really powdery. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup and then come back looking human. And yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so I just finished the rest of my makeup. I feel like once you put the rest of your makeup on, then you can actually kind of analyze how the foundation looks with the rest of your face on. I'm living for this foundation. It is really full coverage. I don't go for a full coverage every single day of my life, but when I go to events and stuff, I definitely will pick this up and use it. I don't know if I applied too much of it, but I think that's probably why it is so full coverage. You can kind of make it medium coverage by applying like a thin layer. I'm sure that'll be great as well, and I'll update you guys on that as well. But at the moment, for the time being, it is pretty full coverage, but I'm not complaining. I think it looks beautiful and it's not sticky anymore. Obviously I powdered. I do recommend powdering this foundation. I don't know if it's sticky for everyone. Maybe, like I said, maybe I applied a thicker layer than usual. Maybe that's why it just didn't dry down to a powder, because Huda did say herself that this is a powder finish foundation. Just to finish off the makeup look that I have on my face right now, I'm going to take the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, just so it kind of takes away that powdery look and leaves it looking like skin. So let's go ahead and do that. I always get everywhere but my face when I apply setting spray. I completely forgot to let you guys know what the time was. It is currently 2:45 in the afternoon. I filmed that footage that you guys just watched about half an hour ago, so It was about 2:10. I'll be back maybe around 10 p.m. or just sometime at night, and yeah, I'll check back with you guys and we'll see how the foundation is looking. Alright guys, so I'm back. It's currently 10:20 at night right now. I ran a few errands today. I went out for a bit, and let me have a look at this foundation because I actually have not looked at my skin all day. It definitely doesn't look like I just applied it. It definitely looks like it has been on my face for quite a while, but at the same time, for about 8 hours of wear, this is actually pretty good considering how long it's been on my face. The only bad thing that I have to say about it is my under eyes have creased. Now, I might have applied way too much of the foundation under my eyes, which is why it did crease like that. So maybe I wouldn't use it as concealer in my opinion, or maybe if I do end up using it as a concealer again, I wouldn't apply as much product. And then in terms of like the rest of my skin, everything held up so well. My nose is always my problem area, so if I zoom you guys in just a little, I'll show you. This is a better idea. So this is what the foundation looks like after 8 hours. Honestly, in the camera, it actually looks like I literally just applied it. But, you know, in person, you can definitely see a few blemishes. So I've lost a bit of the foundation around here. I also get really dry around this area, which is to be expected. It always happens to me. If I want to use this as an everyday thing, I would probably only put like a dime-sized amount just for medium coverage. The primer was really hydrating. I really would love to see how this primer would work if I was to mix it with the foundation, as make it kind of like a BB cream. So I'm really excited to see how that will turn out. I really want to try that as soon as I can, because that seems really, I kind of like the idea. But my overall thoughts of this foundation, it's beautiful, and you can see it's definitely not matte. Like, you can see a bit of dewiness is happening and it's not sticky anymore. I don't look like it sucked all the moisture out of my skin, if that makes sense. I've never had a foundation that actually wears as good as this, except for my Vanish Stick foundation from Hourglass. And I feel like they're very, very similar in formula. It's just they're kind of different, obviously, in the type of foundation that they are, because the other one's a stick, this one's a liquid. I feel like they're so similar. I'm being really quiet because it's at night right now and the rest of my family is asleep. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little review. I love doing reviews for you guys. I feel like they're so informative and they really help you guys out a lot to see if you guys want to end up purchasing the product. Okay, so overall, I really loved the primer. I loved how hydrating it was. I loved how tacky it got so that my foundation would stick to it properly. So I really love the primer, and usually I'm not really a primer person. I'm really excited to see how this primer will turn out if I were to use it with other foundations. So I will let you guys know about that. I love the foundation. Definitely will try this as a thinner layer, medium coverage, kind of like an everyday kind of thing. And then the brush, you definitely don't need the brush, but it did work for me today. So, you know, because I have it, I will use it, but I probably wouldn't have bought it in the first place, just because, like I said, I would have preferred to use my own stuff. I am talking so much and I need to go to bed. I love you guys so much. I really hope you guys enjoy these reviews. Let me know if you guys want to see more reviews, because I love doing them. I love just, I don't know, I love talking to you guys. I love letting you guys know my thoughts of stuff. So yeah, I love you guys like always. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Say that it feels right.